Hi, my name is Christian Cooks. I'm 22 years old from Cleveland, Ohio, now living in Los Angeles, California. And I am the co-writer, director, producer, as well as starred in the short film Positive. What Positive is about is two young teenagers unfortunately contract the HIV virus. Both of these teenagers then go to counseling, and it's through counseling that they learn the true meaning of life and also that no matter what you're going through, to never give up. What inspired me to write Positive was actually a friend of mine a couple years sat me down and told me that he was infected with HIV. And I think it doesn't really hit home until someone you know and care about tells you that. So I basically wanted to dedicate my first film, because Positive was the first film that I ever did. I wanted to dedicate that film to my friend. So that was where my inspiration came from. The message we were trying to communicate to the audience was not so much HIV awareness. We didn't want to come off as preachy or teaching. The message in general was basically that no matter what problems that life throws at you, that there's always something worth living for, and that you should never give up, whether that be HIV, whether it be suicide, no matter what, there's always something positive that you can look forward to, and that you can always make it through anything. HIV awareness and suicide is very important to address because I think a lot of people don't realize how big of an impact it's playing on young adults and teenagers. In Positive, we didn't want to so much to put it out there as far as like grilling it at people, but we definitely thought that it would be a good idea to put it in like a film. That way, not only are you being entertained while you're watching Positive, but you're also learning that even though people do go through this, there's always something worth living for, and that there's something positive that can come out of any bad situation. Balancing all four roles was definitely hard and a challenge, but something that we both enjoyed. I think Lance and I were so specific in how we wanted Positive to be shot and written and directed and casted that we just decided to do it all of ourselves. Also, funding was also another reason why we had to do all of it ourselves. We actually moved out here in 2009 of June and shot in August of 2009. So we didn't have much time. So it was hard, but we definitely enjoyed it. Well, we definitely had an amazing cast. Nina Daniels, who played the counselor, was actually a mentor who encouraged me to come out to LA and pursue acting and directing. So I definitely knew I had to have her in the film. As far as the other actors, for Corey Goings, who played the character of Dre, we actually casted 50 to like 60 actors, and he was our last one, and he's the one who got selected. Maurice Hall and Rhonda Bell and Jacob, who was also on there. We just found them online and we just did casting, and those are the actors who definitely just we didn't want it to come off as Hollywood. We wanted it to be really, really real, and their auditions were amazing. So we were very fortunate to get such good actors. I've been acting for like 10 plus years, but as far as filmmaking, yeah, none. But I mean, I think it's like that's why I did all the creative, like the directing. I mean, I don't really think we need to hire somebody that the casting, producing, the writing. I've always been a writer, so basically, like you just have a niche for that type of stuff. Like I love movies, I love film, so yeah, we hired people for the stuff we didn't know, like working the camera and the lights and stuff like that. That we didn't know we were doing. So, but yeah, I think once you have a vision and you know what you want to show people, that's all you need, and then you just help others bring it to life. Once we had written Positive, Lance had did some research on what the best camera was, and at that time, and still now was the Red camera, and so we basically looked for DPs who had the Red camera, and a lot of them told us, you know, you're crazy, you're not going to get it, especially for your first film, not to shoot it on Red, and it's impossible. So we got an email from a DP a couple days after, and coincidentally his name was Christian, and he had all the red camera equipment, and we were like, hey, can we just send you our script? We're only 20, but we really believe in this. It's our first film. We just moved out here. And if you just read the script, we know you'll like it and maybe you'll be able to work with us. And the next day he called us and he said he loved it and he was really inspired by us and it. And he let us use his camera for a very, 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 very cheap price. So we just kept pitching our script, and we did the same thing with our AD, with our gaffer, and with our editor, who was actually a really good editor who works in Hollywood right now. And we just said, hey, here's our script, read it, we're really serious. And once he saw that we shot all this on Red for this low budget, he was like, wow, I'm really impressed. And he did it for a very cheap price too. So one of the things I learned in doing this film is that never belittle yourself, and if you want something and you believe in your project, others will believe in it too. So the next project that I want to work on is writing and directing a feature, and of course that's going to be triple the amount of time and money that it took to make Positive. So right now I'm in the process of writing, and then I'm going to film the trailer and then pitch that to investors and hopefully get someone to help us out, and we'll begin filming that. It's about a teenage girl who falls in love with the wrong guy, and there's just violence and just drugs and everything. So it's really, really deep and dramatic, but like always, it'll have a nice little lesson at the end. So. How I would like to continue with acting and directing is, acting is my first love, so I will always be doing that. But after making Positive, I really did fall in love with the behind the scenes, such as directing and writing. So right now, I'm gonna dedicate a couple more years to the writing and the directing, getting more of my projects out there, and maybe doing a couple cameos in the films. But definitely acting and directing and writing are my three loves. So. Thanks so much, guys, for watching my interview, and be sure to check out Positive on Sunday at the Life as We Know It screening. See you there.